Hi, I'm Lee Burkeen, your host of Louisiana Football TV Magazine. We have a great lineup tonight, a lot of people on tonight. We've got a lot of recruits from Denham Springs High School, Country Day out of New Orleans, St. John of Plaquemine. We have recruits tonight. We have their head coach, Tut Mushmack, the head coach at St. John of Plaquemine. Also Drew Nettles, the head football coach at Denham Springs High School. And calling in after this break, Rick Hudson, the head football coach from New Iberia High School. They're having a pretty good season. We'll take your phone calls, and we'll see you in just a moment. You're watching Louisiana Football TV Magazine.
A sports injury can put you out of action. But your game's not over because you drafted the right team. At the Bone and Joint Clinic, you're treated by experts in sports medicine, experienced therapists and staff, and the latest equipment and services in a comfortable environment where you're treated like family. Because we want to see you suit up again. The Bone and Joint Clinic.
Hi, I'm Joe Martin, president of ITI Technical College. And for over 35 years, ITI has been a leader in technical education here in Baton Rouge.
ITI's medical division offers hands-on training in 3 new medical programs: medical billing and coding, medical management, and medical assistant. ITI offers flexible class schedules, and financial aid is available.
So let ITI help you discover a better life. Call now or go online. It's that simple.
ITI for a better life.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat everyone from long drivers to unlucky drivers. Now with 7 locations to serve you. If your doctor recommends physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name. The physical therapy choice of golfers, injured drivers, and everyone in between.
If you're looking for the gear you need in the colors you bleed, then make your first stop Co-op. Much more than just a bookstore. Co-op has the largest selection of LSU merchandise for the whole family, including tailgating supplies, LSU clothing and accessories, great gifts, and a whole lot more. Stop in or order online for the best prices on art supplies, school supplies, and textbooks. The Co-op Bookstore, where you'll always find the gear you need in the colors you bleed.
As a designer here at Bassett, I've helped all kinds of people find the custom furniture they really want. Beautiful fabrics and leathers? Got 'em. A choice of finishes? Sure. The best color combos? No problem. Whatever you're looking for, I can help you find it, and we'll have it ready in 30 days. Custom furniture from Bassett. It's a great way to make your home your own.
Support Papa John's Pizza. They're our sponsor for our TV show. Big supporters of high school football. Michelle Rabelais, the marketing director, they do a great job. Great pizza. Be sure to call all your Papa John's locations when you're thinking of getting pizza during these high school football games, college games. We're going to go ahead and go to our coaches. We have 2 great high school coaches on. But before we go to Drew Nettles, before we go to Tut, we've got Coach Hudson on the line. And before I introduce him, Rick Hudson's the head coach in New Iberia High School, right outside of Lafayette. It's a 5A school. A lot of tradition. Johnny Hector played there, running back. Went to Texas A&M, made All-American. Marcus Clavel was a 6'8", 340-pound lineman that went to Arkansas, made All-American as a track guy. Mark Roman played at LSU, was an All-American. Defensive back, played in the NFL for a long time. Leroy Etienne was a linebacker that went to Nebraska, made All-American 2 years, and played a few years in the NFL. I want to go ahead and introduce Coach Rick Hudson. Coach, glad to have you on the show tonight. Coach, do we have Coach Hudson on? Coach? Maybe we can reorganize that and get Coach on. We'll probably get him back any moment, just something with the phones. But go ahead and introduce Coach Tut Mushmack. Tut, you've been on the show before.
How you doing?
Good, man. St. John High School, Plaquemine, Louisiana. You know, our audience in New Orleans, not so familiar probably where your school's at, and also we got a great coach, Drew Nettles. Always glad to have you on the show from Denham Springs High School.
Thank you.
You know, but the New Orleans market, they get the show now. Lafayette gets the show. And guys, are y'all familiar with playing these schools from different cities? I mean, Drew, you played Archbishop Rummel this year.
New experience.
On a Saturday.
Had Brother Martin a few years back, but Rummel this year on a Saturday, and they have a fine football team. Jay Roth, they've done really well over the last 16 years in the playoffs and bouncing back after 1 year off, but undefeated and big game this week. They're going to be a force here at the end of the year.
And Tut, you're going to play West St. John.
Yeah, we've been down New Orleans area a few times, but certainly this week heading down towards there where West St. John is really quality ball club for probably the district championship. So looking forward to that.
You know, West St. John produced Quinn Johnson, who's with the Tennessee Titans now. He was with the Green Bay Packers, got a Super Bowl ring. Tyson Jackson with the Kansas City Chiefs, first-round pick out of LSU. It's hard to believe those two guys were on the same team at a 2A school,
right,
starting offense and defense. And, you know, it really doesn't matter where you play. I mean, they're going to find you at the NFL. I mean, you know, Lennon Creer, a running back at Louisiana Tech, is an example. He was at a Tatum, Texas, 2A school in Texas. Transferred from Tennessee. I know Derek Dooley would love to have Lennon Creer right now. Lennon's going to probably go in the first or second round NFL draft. He's Louisiana Tech's best player this year as a senior running back from Tatum, Texas. We got Coach Hudson. I think, Coach, we have you. You're on Louisiana Football TV Magazine, Coach. Okay, we're going to try it again. I'm sure we'll work it out. We'll get him on. Guys, what do you think of the Lafayette areas? I'll start with you, Tut, playing the Lafayette teams.
Well, we've had a chance where I coached that before at St. Michael, played Northside and playing some of the teams over there. But some of those teams, Westgate, New Iberia, down there at Central and South of Fouche, and some of those teams this year. So that's kind of a district with two parts of the states in one district. So I'm sure that's interesting because it's the first time those teams have experienced playing each other. But quality, real quality part of the state now, St. Thomas More, the facility they have. With Turlings Catholic this year in 4A, so been a bit strong area.
And then Breaux Bridge, Drew, I mean, they came down and beat Woodlawn in a slugfest. You had the same thing with Woodlawn.
Right, Woodlawn is one of the most talented teams in our area, you know, great athletes, but Breaux Bridge, obviously you got 3 LSU commitments on one football team. You know, truly talented, lost a tough game, and then bounced back and beat St. Thomas More handily this past Friday. You know, that Lafayette area is great football. Acadiana's won the 5A state championship now a couple times. Carencro was a powerhouse. They're back up in the top 10 again, and you know, just quality football year in and year out in that area.
What's amazing in Lafayette, this past Friday, Acadiana beat Carencro pretty handedly. But if you watch Carencro, which I did against Barb in Lake Charles, we all know Barb's got a pretty good program. I mean, Carencro was undefeated going into the Acadiana game. It just shows you the talent level of 5A ball in the Lafayette area. Acadiana's got a new quarterback. They've got new running backs. They got a new O-line. They got a new defense, but it just seems like they just keep replacing these guys every year at Acadiana.
Well, we had an opportunity where I was at to play them a few times back in about 10, 12 years ago, and you're right. It just seems like they just keep rolling and keep coming and keep coming. But good programs, it seems like that happens all the time.
Yeah, and Stryker Trahan is a name to remember. He committed to Ole Miss in baseball from Acadiana. Didn't know if he was going to play this year as a senior. Didn't go out for spring practice. And, you know, Coach didn't let him right back on the team, and he came back out. He's had a great year, the quarterback for Acadiana. He was a tight end as a junior. You know, it kind of reminded me, Drew, of your tight end, Sterling Suggs, and built the way he runs, and now he's the quarterback this year for Acadiana. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we hope to have Rick Hudson come on at some point in the show from New Iberia High School. We'll have more with Drew Nettles from Denham Springs and Tut Mushmack with St. John of Plaquemine when we come back.
We're clear on the floor.
Okay.
State Farm agents Brian Moe and Joan Meir in Baton Rouge are there for you. Call today.
Louisiana Office Supply is the largest stocking office product store in the South with a new 23,000 square foot showroom. For over 72 years, Louisiana Office Supply has met the demand for quality office products competitively priced with an extensive selection and knowledgeable staff. From office furniture to Post-it notes, there are supplies for every part of your office. Louisiana Office Supply, generation after generation, exceptional service since 1936.
Arrive to the game in style in a new or certified Peretti family vehicle.
Jaguar, with timeless elegance, is the sportiest, sexiest luxury automobile on the road. Land Rover is rough enough for all your hunting needs, yet refined enough to deserve valet parking. Mazda will connect you with your inner driver at a whole new level of intensity.
Remember, it's not whether you win or lose, it's how you get to the game. Peretti, Jaguar, Land Rover, Mazda, Baton Rouge, New Orleans.
Have you made the right call?
I made the right call.
It's easy to do. Just touch the tones.
I made the right call.
If you want to talk to the pros, you've got to make the right call.
I made the right call.
It's not that kind of call. I'm talking about the professionals at Gage Telephone. From excellent products like Toshiba to great service after the sale, make the right call. Gage Telephone, 753-4243.
A sports injury can put you out of action. But your game's not over because you drafted the right team. At the Bone and Joint Clinic, you're treated by experts in sports medicine, experienced therapists and staff, and the latest equipment and services in a comfortable environment where you're treated like family because we want to see you suit up again. The Bone and Joint Clinic.
Check out LAFootballMagazine.com. We do a story almost every day of a recruit in the state. It's not just D1 stories. We put up kids that might go D3, D2, or junior college. And those are the locations you can get the magazine at the Barnes & Nobles in Louisiana. But you can still get the preview issue. If you don't have it already, it's still good for the whole year from the 2011 preview. What I enjoy about the preview issue, I can call these coaches in June and July and August. I can send them a questionnaire. You got all the players, you got everything you need, and it changes from August to September. Kids might not come back, kids lose weight. I get calls that they ate a couple of hamburgers, they gained 20 pounds, they had the weight wrong. I mean, guys, it's never the same, right? I mean, when we go to the printer in August, it's at the printer, so you can't change anything till September, but we like putting it out late. And a lot of people say, man, why don't you put it out in June? If I put this magazine out in June, everything would be wrong. You know, I see Athlons puts their magazines out in June and the quarterbacks aren't on the team anymore for college football because the suspension's over the summer, you know.
High school kids grow up.
They grow up every day.
Yeah, they change a lot in the summer.
Well, and then their interests change too over the summer, believe it or not.
And they shrink. Their height goes down, you know. We've got Coach Hudson, Coach Rick.
Yes, sir.
Glad to have you, Coach.
Good to finally get a hold of you.
That's right, man. Look, the key is that we're making it happen, and we have you on live to let you know you're live in front of all of New Orleans, Lafayette, and Baton Rouge. And I'll mention the tradition of your school and all the great players that have come out of New Iberia, like Johnny Hector, you know, Mark Roman, Marcus Clavel, Verge Osbury, the assistant AD at LSU.
Absolutely.
You got what, 7 or 8 kids that signed last year, and you lost your quarterback that I love watching this kid play for 3 years.
Yeah, he was a special young man, and you know, he's at Tulane right now as a walk-on quarterback and doing real well from what I understand. But it was kind of a luxury to have the same quarterback for 3 consecutive years.
Coach, I want to mention this because, you know, watching a lot of film, your quarterback to me was the most athletic 5'10", 11 kid in the state and had a great arm. You lose this kid after 3 years. You convert a receiver DB to quarterback. It seems like you don't miss a beat. You lost all your receivers. You got a current receiver committed to the Cajuns right now. And you've replaced all these seniors, and you got a good team again. I mean, how do you do it from year to year, replacing all this talent?
Well, I mean, LaMarcus played a bunch for us last year. In fact, the way we worked our receivers last year, everybody played about 50% of the time. It was the most depth we've ever had at receiver, and we had about 9 or 10 kids who caught double-digit passes last year. And so it was really, they had to be unselfish and be willing to give up a lot of their playing time so that we could get everybody in the rotation. And so LaMarcus played a great bit last year. And it's just when you start throwing the football, kids develop those skills, and when you just rep it, over a period of time, players develop that talent.
Coach, that's LaMarcus Allen, and you also got Kamari Deal. Tell everybody the height and weight of these guys, because they're 2 of your receivers that came back. You lost 3 guys that were pretty tall last year, but tell them about Kamari Deal and also LaMarcus Allen, their height and weight and their future.
Well, I don't know exactly, but I mean, Kamari's at least 6'4" and probably weighs, about 190 pounds, and LaMarcus is probably 6'3". And close to 200 pounds. So they're both very athletic, both have good speed, and so far this year have had very good seasons for us.
And Coach, watching your team, there's a good kicker at St. Paul's that's all state, Trent Domain, but I think your kicker over a 4-year span, Colby, is it Delahousie or Delahousie? Delahousie. I don't see a better kicker in Louisiana than your kicker Colby over the last 4 years. Do you agree?
Well,
I know you're going to agree on that, probably.
If he's not, I'd like to see the one who is, because I've been coaching for 28 years, and he's by far the best I've ever been around. Last year he was, I think, 5 out of 6 on field goals over 40 yards, and most of those were over 45 yards. So he had a 48-yarder Thursday night against Pineville. So. Got a great leg, and he's a great kid. He's a 4.0 kid, and just a lot of fun to be around. And like I said, he's really talented.
Coach, you beat St. Martinville. You've beaten Lafayette High. You've got a victory over Thibodaux High, South Lafourche, and Pineville recently. You've got Terrebonne left and Central Lafourche in that Houma district. First question, and you lost to Acadiana and Westgate, 2 great teams. Tell us about the last 2 games. What is it like playing that new district with Houma, traveling to the schools in the Houma parish?
Well, it's been different because I've never been that far south. We played down at South Lafourche last week, and had never gone that far. We've been down to Raceland to Central Lafourche, but never been all the way down that far on Highway 1. But it's just different experience, different coaches. After being in the Lafayette area district for all those years, it was something that just came about with reclassification, and I really feel like probably on the next go-round, I wouldn't be surprised for us to go back to the Lafayette area, just depending on how the numbers shake out. But we've been playing Terrebonne the last 2 years in non-district games, so we had a little bit of familiarity with those teams down there, just watching them on film when we traded film with them. High school football is high school football.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. All 3 high schools in New Iberia this year are really good. Westgate beat Thibodaux 63-7 this past week. You've got Catholic of New Iberia coached by head coach Keith Menard. They're pretty good this year. And your team's really good. Why is there so much talent in New Iberia?
I don't know. It just seems like this year, and really for recent years, the 3 schools have been very competitive, and Westgate and Catholic High have both had some good playoff runs. I know a couple of years ago, both of them were in the semifinals. Westgate's been in the semifinals 3 of the last 4 years. We're trying to get over that hump and try to have some playoff success like those guys have had. We have a youth football program here in our community, and I don't know how many 100 kids are involved in it. Football is just becoming a sport that I guess is important to the people in our community, and success kind of breeds success.
Coach, we've got the head coach from Denham Springs here, Drew Nettles. He was wanting to ask you a question, Coach.
Well, I know going down South Louisiana, it's going to be a little different for you, but was it good to get away from Acadiana, Carencro, and some of those teams that you had to play week in and week out?
Well, I don't know. We got them off our district schedule, and then I went ahead and scheduled Acadiana non-district, so
get the
I guess that's not very smart. And then, of course, Westgate's playing Carencro on Thursday night this week. So we're still playing a lot of those schools, and we still play Lafayette High this year. You know, so we're still playing a lot of those schools in non-district and of course, in our JV and freshman games. So, you know, it's just, I guess, a 2-year break, and then we'll see what happens after the next reclassification.
Well, Coach, I'm impressed with the job you've done this year. South Lafourche, to me, is a really good team for their record, and Pineville, to me, is a very good team this year. You played, you know, St. Martinville, good team, and also Thibodaux, Westgate, Acadiana, you know, like they beat Carencro also this year. But good luck to you in the playoffs, Coach. I know you're going to get in the playoffs. And tell everybody who you're playing this week real quick.
We have Terrebonne here at our place on Friday night.
Okay, and look forward to keeping up with your team, Coach, and keep doing a great job.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thanks for being on, Coach. That was Coach Rick Hudson. We're going to take a break. We're going to have more of Coach Drew Nettles and Tut Mushmack from St. John and Denham Springs High School. Later in the show, we have their recruits, and also we have a recruit from Country Day in New Orleans. When we come back, we'll have all these recruits as the show continues. We'll see you in a minute.
If you're looking for the gear you need in the colors you bleed, then make your first stop Co-op. Much more than just a bookstore, Co-op has the largest selection of LSU merchandise for the whole family, including tailgating supplies, LSU clothing and accessories, great gifts, and a whole lot more. Stop in or order online for the best prices on art supplies, school supplies, and textbooks. The Co-op Bookstore, where you'll always find the gear you need in the colors you bleed.
State Farm agents Brian Moe and Joan Meir in Baton Rouge are there for you. Call today.
Hi, I'm Joe Martin, president of ITI Technical College. And for over 35 years, ITI has been a leader in technical education here in Baton Rouge. Our commitment is to help people just like you attain a better life through technical training.
Get hands-on real-life training in one of 9 career areas with flexible class schedules, and financial aid is available.
So let ITI help you discover a better life. Call now or go online. It's that simple.
ITI for a better life. Have you made the right call?
I made the right call.
It's easy to do. Just touch the tones.
I made the right call.
If you want to talk to the pros, you've got to make the right call.
I made the right call.
It's not that kind of call. I'm talking about the professionals at Gage Telephone. From excellent products like Toshiba to great service after the sale, make the right call. Gage Telephone, 753-4243.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat everyone from Grand Slam hitters to grandparents. Now with 7 locations to serve you. If your doctor recommends physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, the physical therapy choice of baseball players, grandparents, and everyone in between.
High school notes around the state. South Terrebonne had a chance to see this team in Houma. They have a big offensive line, a senior quarterback, a D1 receiver. They got a good defense, an aggressive style defense. Not any big-time D1 guys, but a good team. They do a great job of getting their team ready. I've enjoyed watching this program the last few years. They had a running back go to Louisiana Tech, and he's in the NFL right now from South Terrebonne. A little guy that actually had a good game against LSU a few years ago. Acadiana, what an amazing job Coach Davidson's done reloading with this team this year, beating Carencro, who was one of the hottest teams in Lafayette. And also, I want to mention this, Estruma High School locally, 4A team, 11 players playing on offense and defense, the same 11 players in 4A. You know, they're not up with the numbers of players they're used to having, but, you know, we're always trying, when I see certain teams play like that in 4A or 5A, coaches, that's got to be tough. You know, and you know, with the competition in Baton Rouge now in 5A and 4A, to only have 11 or 12,
Well, back in the day when everybody went both ways, it was okay because everybody on the other team was doing it too. Now, if you're a team with all your guys are going both ways and the other team's not, that's when you really tell the difference, you know.
You got a tough game coming up, West St. John.
Yes, we do.
One of the most talented on paper. I've seen them play. You've seen them on film. Big O-line. Ronnie Feast, star linebacker. He's all that in a bag of chips at linebacker.
Right.
He can run. Lines up as a DN. That other linebacker, Dontre Turner, is pretty good. Their third linebacker is 5'10", 240. He's pretty good. How do you get ready for a team that's got great linebackers like this with size and a big line, and Jarius Mole?
Yeah. And we're very well coached. Coach Valdez does a great job. I mean, they play physical. They play angry, and I mean that in a good way. I mean, they play it how you need to be, play the game with their fits. And when you have a team that fit that well with that kind of athleticism, obviously they're going to be a good team, and they get all the looks that the kids get. And certainly Ronnie is a top-notch player, but you'd have to look a while to figure out which one he is, because they got a few guys, that can go, and a lot of guys that are 3-year starters for them too. So it's going to be a tough challenge. It's going to be a real tough challenge. But you know, we're used to playing them. They're used to playing us, and usually we butt heads and we scrum a little bit, and in a good way, you know. But it's real enjoyable week getting ready to play that game.
And what I like, your brother's going to be doing the play-by-play color for Cox Sports. So it's on Thursday night, right? On TV.
Yeah, it's going to be the live LHSA TV game. So hopefully we can keep the viewers around for a while.
Family doing the game.
Yeah, good reason to turn it on.
That's it, Drew. I mean, every week for you is a tough game.
Yeah.
Tell everybody about your game this week. Where
5A is a tough one. Our district's competitive. This week we travel to Walker, you know, a little rival game right there down the road from Denham Springs. But, you know, state leading rusher Carlton Perkins, a fine player who, you know, leads that team in all facets, and they've done a great job. New coach Severio has picked up 3 wins and got those guys playing much better, and a lot of excitement out there.
Dwayne's done a phenomenal job, and, you know, he did a good job at St. Helena Central prior to that. We got a call online. Randy, do you have a question?
Yes, sir. I got a question for Coach Drew Nettles.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm from the Breaux Bridge area, and I hear lots of people talking about the offensive line, how they always have a big old line. Can you tell me a little bit about them, Coach?
Yeah, we've been fortunate last few years to have a good size on the offensive line. You know, a couple years back, Ian Burks left and went to ULL, was a 4-year starter, and Jonathan LeBlanc went to Louisiana Tech. This year's line, Austin Loop will be here this evening. You know, 6'2 and a half, ended up being a center in college, but he's 280 pounds. We've just been fortunate out there in the Denham Springs area to have some big kids, some linemen. It's taken us a few years to get some skill guys and athletes to complement that group to compete at 5A level. But you know, Coach Rusty Barrio has been there now in 3 years, played the offensive line at LSU, does a great job. And you know, those big guys like to play for him, and they get up there, and you know, we run the football, and so that's what you got to run behind. Those guys, the big ones, can knock a few holes out there for the running backs.
Trust me, I went and saw Coach in spring, and I saw Tevin Lawson, who's 6'5", 310, Travis Hasselback, who's 6'1", 270 plus, and then you've got young Jonathan Henderson, who's just a baby right now at 6'7", 330 as a freshman.
Yeah.
He's not even in the lineup right now because he's just a freshman.
Just a freshman. He's forward. He's a big kid. You know, learning to move side to side, and you know, the pace of the game is a lot different than junior high. So he's.
Tut's looking at you like, can you loan me a couple of these guys on no line?
Well, I mean, you got some big guys. We got a few big guys, but and we're going to be playing some this week for sure.
But one of your big guys will be coming on the show later on, Nathan.
Yeah, Nathan. He's 6'4", you know, 240. So we're happy to have him, but the kids just these days are just 300-pounders. It used to be 10, 15 years ago, you hardly ever saw them. Now everybody has them.
Pretty common. But in basketball, which is it's not a basketball show, what happened to the 7-footers, right? I mean, you don't hear of the Gert Hammocks and the Shaquille O'Neals and the Bill Russells. I mean, you very rarely see a 7-foot guy signed in recruiting in basketball. I just threw it out. But football is now the guys are just all 310. That's an average size of a lot of these 5A kids. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll take your calls. We're going to have more with Coach Drew Nettles and Tut Mushmack from St. John High School in Denham Springs.
Louisiana Office Supply is the largest stocking office product store in the South with a new 23,000 square foot showroom. For over 72 years, Louisiana Office Supply has met the demand for quality office products competitively priced with an extensive selection and knowledgeable staff. From office furniture to Post-it notes, there are supplies for every part of your office. Louisiana Office Supply, generation after generation, exceptional service since 1936.
Have you made the right call?
I made the right call.
It's easy to do. Just touch the tones.
I made the right call.
If you want to talk to the pros, you've got to make the right call.
I made the right call.
It's not that kind of call. I'm talking about the professionals at Gage Telephone. From excellent products like Toshiba to great service after the sale, make the right call. Gage Telephone, 753-4243.
State Farm agents Brian Moe and Joan Meir in Baton Rouge are there for you. Call today.
As a designer here at Bassett, I've helped all kinds of people find the custom furniture they really want. Beautiful fabrics and leathers? Got 'em. A choice of finishes? Sure. The best color combos? No problem. Whatever you're looking for, I can help you find it, and we'll have it ready in 30 days. Custom furniture from Bassett. It's a great way to make your home your own.
A sports injury can put you out of action. But your game's not over because you drafted the right team. At the Bone and Joint Clinic, you're treated by experts in sports medicine, experienced therapists and staff, and the latest equipment and services in a comfortable environment where you're treated like family because we want to see you suit up again. The Bone and Joint Clinic.
Check out LAFootballMagazine.com. Our story of the day, every day we have a different recruit. Upcoming stories, I'll have a story on Josh Booty, the Calvary Baptist program, and 2A. We also have an interview with a good tight end from Dutchtown, Alec Osborne, 6'3", 220 pounds. And we're going to go to our Recruit of the Week, sponsored by State Farm Insurance. Our Recruit of the Week tonight will be a receiver, Mark Laird from Ouachita Christian. Let's go ahead and check Mark Laird out.
The Recruit of the Week is brought to you by State Farm agents Joan Meir and Brian Moe.
Mark is a receiver here in White up in Monroe, Louisiana, private school 2A. He's a tall kid, 6'2", about 180, with great hands and great route runner. Not a speed guy, but he has deceptive speed. He is the best receiver I've seen in Louisiana as far as hands in a long time. You know, when the ball's in the air, he's going to get it. He's going to come back to the ball. And he's deceptively fast. He reminds me of Abram Booty that came out of Evangel Christian a few years ago, who was tall, had good hands, played at LSU from Evangel Christian, and played with his brother Josh Booty at LSU for a short time. Go back to our coaches here. 5A, we're talking about 5A and the good teams this year. Just in Baton Rouge, 5A is just, I mean, it's crowded. Everybody in 5A is good. You know, in Baton Rouge. I know, Drew, I mean, you must spend countless hours at nights trying to defend 300-pound O-lines like your line.
Well, the depth.
Scotlandville's huge. Yeah. Central's good. Zachary's good, who you have in the final game this year.
Right.
I mean, even Live Oak and some of these other teams are big teams that have talent.
Yeah, the numbers, you know, that's where you see the number of players, and so there's more big kids and the depth a little bit. You know, the Ascension Parish is now back into the Baton Rouge area.
Dutchtown.
So Dutchtown's #2 team in the state.
East Ascension's good.
They're fantastic. EA's put together.
Santa Ma's good.
That's right. And Woodlawn's as much talent as anybody.
Oh,
so
yeah.
the two together, 12 schools, McKinley is even playing well. You got 12 schools in the area that's competitive. But, you know, around the state, you can go to the Lafayette area, the Monroe, New Orleans Catholic School League. You know, 5A is deep. A lot of teams out there that can be competitive week in and week out.
And you look at New Orleans, Archbishop Rommel and Jesuit. I mean, these two teams, you played Rommel, they can go a long ways in the playoffs. And you're not even throwing out Ouachita and Monroe that's good. And West Monroe, I mean, they have as much talent as anybody I've seen. Coach, we talked off the air about the great players West Monroe has in Shows, and he lost early to Byrd, and Byrd's a great team in Shreveport. You're in 1A, and I think it's wide open. Ouachita Christian, you went against Mark Laird a couple of years ago.
A couple of years ago, great player, great baseball player, but good leader. I agree with what you said. Some of the best hands. I told people I thought he was the best receiver we had played that year, one of the better players. So, you know, obviously they're a good team. A lot of good teams in the state, very deep, like you had mentioned, and Kentwood team we played, I know is going to be strong. West St. John team we're about to play is extremely strong. So it could be a fun time when playoff time gets
Talk about your opponent this week to everybody that's not in St. John, not in Plaquemine. Right. Talk about who you're playing this.
Well, West St. John, just a very athletic team, big where they need to be big, and athletic and very fast where you're supposed to be athletic and very fast. And Coach Valdez and I are good friends, and great, strong man, strong leader for those guys, and good staff that do it the right way. And we love going against them because you know, it's just a good battle. You want to compete hard against somebody that competes hard with you, and either way, going to be a great game.
We have a caller online. I think, Jimmy, don't we have someone holding? Devontae, do you have a question? Devontae, you're live on TV. Do you have a question?
Oh, yeah, I want to know about the kids.
About who?
Yes.
What's your question?
Jared Rogers from Episcopal.
Yeah.
Can you tell me, is he still playing, or?
Number 15, right? Gerald Rogers from Episcopal, right? Yeah, Gerald Rogers, yeah, junior, who, you know.
Jared Rogers.
Yeah, who's number 15, plays on a good Episcopal team with Vincent Delicano, Tyler Harris, Michael Henry,
Brad
Bridgewater, the 6'5" receiver. It looks like all world this year. But Gerald's a great recruit. I don't like to brag about the young juniors as much because we got 500 seniors to talk about in Louisiana, but he's going to be a D1 player his senior season, barring an injury. Gerald's one of the better skill players in Baton Rouge. We're going to go ahead and go to line 2. We got Andre. Andre, do you have a question?
Yes.
Go ahead. What is your question?
I would like to know what does Coach Mishmack think the performance of the O-line and the D-line will be this week?
What do you think of the O-line, D-line for your team this week?
For our team?
Yeah.
Well, our offensive line is very experienced. Almost all of them returning 1 and 2 year starters. And some big guys, a couple of 300-pounders when we have them out there, a couple of 6'4" guys, and a couple of 250 guys. In 1A, that's a pretty good size and experienced offensive line. A couple of good running backs running behind them. So they've done well. And a defensive line, 3 out of the 4 have started for 3 years. Good nose guard, Curtis Jones, who's a junior that I know you really like. Yeah. 315, 20 pounds. Great feet.
Moves like Drake Nevis to me. Yeah.
Great feet. Squatted over 650 this summer. So he's going to be a good ball player. Already is. So we, that's the strength of our team, and that's kind of the style that we want. As they've outlined, and our big guys be the leaders of the team, and I think that's why we've been successful the last few years.
And 2 of your players are going to be on the show later tonight. Devontae Williams, a great athlete, plays a lot of positions for your team. And also Nathan Vazon, who's a great defensive end, offensive tackle this year, plays some tight end. Austin Loop's going to be coming on. Parker Huff from Country Day is going to be coming on. We've got some good recruits coming on, coaches. Superior Grill gift certificates for you.
Thank you.
Go eat some Superior Grill before all your stress, before all your games this Friday and Thursday, Coach. Here's another T-shirt. I know you probably have a couple of these already, but you know, great luck. I just want to wish the best of luck. I know y'all play tough teams every week. You never walk away from what I call having a weak schedule. It's always a strong schedule, and I know Denham Springs will get in the playoffs with the PowerPoints no matter what happens with 2 games left. I'm hoping, Coach.
Really?
And then, Todd, I know that you got a great team. You're going to be playing a great game this week, West St. John, and have a chance to go a long ways in 1A.
We hope so.
Yeah. We'll be back with some recruits. We look forward to, don't change the channel, because you want to meet these young men when we come back.
Opportunity here to tell you why you need to check out ITI Technical College. You can get your technical drafting degree in less than 2 years. You get specialized technical training, work in areas like architecture, manufacturing, construction, or engineering. Get hands-on training, skills for a competitive edge, flexible class schedules, and financial aid is available.
Hi, I'm Joe Martin, president of ITI Technical College. Listen to Opportunity. Call ITI now or go online. It's that simple. We're your key to a better life.
At ITI, Opportunity doesn't just knock, it rocks.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat everyone from Grand Slam hitters to grandparents. Now with 7 locations to serve you. If your doctor recommends physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, the physical therapy choice of baseball players, grandparents, and everyone in between.
Arrive to the game in style in a new or certified Peretti family vehicle.
Jaguar, with timeless elegance, is the sportiest, sexiest luxury automobile on the road. Land Rover is rough enough for all your hunting needs, yet refined enough to deserve valet parking. Mazda will connect you with your inner driver at a whole new level of intensity.
Remember, it's not whether you win or lose, it's how you get to the game. Peretti, Jaguar, Land Rover, Mazda, Baton Rouge, New Orleans.
Louisiana Office Supply is the largest stocking office product store in the South with a new 23,000 square foot showroom. For over 72 years, Louisiana Office Supply has met the demand for quality office products competitively priced with an extensive selection and knowledgeable staff. From office furniture to Post-it notes, there are supplies for every part of your office. Louisiana Office Supply, generation after generation, exceptional service since 1936.
If you're looking for the gear you need in the colors you bleed, then make your first stop Co-op. Much more than just a bookstore. Co-op has the largest selection of LSU merchandise for the whole family, including tailgating supplies, LSU clothing and accessories, great gifts, and a whole lot more. Stop in or order online for the best prices on art supplies, school supplies, and textbooks. The Co-op Bookstore, where you'll always find the gear you need in the colors you bleed.
Welcome back to Louisiana Football TV Magazine. Again, I'm your host, Lee Burkeen. We have 2 big-time recruits. We have 2 recruits in the show. Before we put the cameras on these 2 guys, I want to talk about them a little bit. Austin Loop, who will be in the yellow jacket, yellow jersey from Denham Springs, is a lineman. He's an offensive guard who can play center in college. He's 6'2", 6'1", 270, 280, I don't know, depending on how many hamburgers this week, I don't know, but I'll let Austin tell you that. And then Parker Huft, who's a linebacker for Country Day in New Orleans, Louisiana, 6'4" and some change, 220, can weigh 250 easy one day. Both of these kids have really good grades. They're going to be recruited. One's been offered a couple of scholarships. Parker will be offered by a few schools in the near future. 2 sleepers, and at the next segment we got Devontae Williams from St. John, another sleeper, and Nathan, and Nathan might tell me I mispronounced his name, but I think it's Vosan or Vosine. He'll let me know. I'm sure he's smiling in the audience saying, you know, he said it right or wrong, but he'll let me know. But look, let's go ahead and go to Austin Loop. Austin, glad to have you.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
First TV appearance?
No, sir. I was on the news during the summer, but
you're doing a good job.
Thank you.
You're guard, center for college.
Yes, sir.
Denham Springs. You play on a big offensive line at your school.
Yes, sir.
You're the senior. You're the leader of the line.
Yes, sir.
What is it like to be the I wouldn't say old guy, right? But you've got some young juniors on your line. You want to mention those big guys?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Case Warren, Travis Hasselbeck, Zach Johnson, Hunter Holmes, Justin Bond, Kip Hernandez. You know, just like tell him keep up the good work.
Tevin Lawson.
Oh yeah, Tevin. Well, he plays defense now,
yeah,
so he moved to the other side. But Coach Rusty Berria, great coach, knows his stuff. I just want to give a shout out to those guys.
Austin, you've been offered by a couple of schools. Tell us who those two schools are.
Southeastern and Northwestern.
You're going to commit to either one, or you're going to wait?
Yes, sir, I hope to. We'll shortly commit to one or the other.
Who's in the lead?
About even right now. Just trying to see some more things, get some stuff laid out, and then.
Yeah. Hammond's close. Natchitoches.
Yes, sir. It's just a couple
coin.
Yeah.
Parker, Country Day. New Orleans, Louisiana. You're the first Country Day kid to be on the show, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
6'4". You know, some guys when you meet them, they're I'm 6'4" and end up 6'2". You are 6'4". You're a linebacker. You're in the game the whole game for your school.
Pretty much.
Country Day.
I come out a little bit on offense.
But not a lot, right?
A little bit, yes, sir.
Talk about your GPA and ACT.
I have a 3.4 right now, GPA, and a 28 on my ACT.
And Austin, your ACT GPA?
Yes, I have a 3.5 GPA and a 23 on the ACT.
Ready to go?
Yes,
ready to go.
Yes, sir.
Austin, where would you like to go to college if it was up to you?
I've always been a fan of LSU, so I guess, I'd like to be a Tiger.
And Parker?
I'd really like to go to Wofford, up in South Carolina.
There's a kid locally committed to Wofford, Tom Bowe from Parkview Baptist, by the way, just so you know that.
Yes, sir, I heard.
You like the Ivy Leagues. Do you like those schools?
Yes,
Tell
sir.
everybody why you like the Dartmouths and those schools.
Academically, it fits me really well. Obviously, now I'm not going to go play in the NFL, so I like to get a really great education from one of those schools, too.
And if a college coach is watching tonight and he wants to move you to defensive end and get you at 250, and it's Tulane, let's just use that as an example, would that be okay?
Yes, sir. I'd play anywhere.
Austin, what if they want to get you up to 300 pounds, man, to play center?
Start eating.
Right away. Parker, your dream school, where would you go if it was up to you?
Up to me, I guess I have to say LSU, but I don't know.
Now, I hear through the grapevine that you have a ticket to the Alabama LSU game.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and
sir.
how is that? Tell everybody.
Through my girlfriend.
And she goes to Alabama, I hear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Lucky.
Austin, and you mentioned LSU as well. Shout out to any family members tonight, Parker.
My little sister, Abby.
Okay.
She comes to every game.
And your rival game's coming up. Tell everybody about the rival school that you play.
We have St. Martin's in about, not this week, but the next week. They pretty high ranked this year. We're going to be underdogs in that game, but I think we'll get them.
And also tell them, Austin, what team do you really love to play every year?
I like to play Central. It's just a good game, high intensity, brings out the best in everybody. We played them last week.
Tough overtime loss.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
But you got the playoffs coming up, and Parker, playoffs will be in the future. And
yes, sir.
Guys, good luck to you. I've got T-shirts for you when the show's over, and you did a great job.
Thank you.
All right?
Thank you.
You met Parker Huff, Country Day, Austin Luke, Denham Springs. When we come back, you're going to meet Devontae Williams, an athlete from St. John, and Nathan Bozine from St. John, a defensive end. We'll be back in just a moment.
State Farm agents Brian Moe and Joan Meir in Baton Rouge are there for you. Call today.
If you're looking for the gear you need in the colors you bleed, then make your first stop Co-op. Much more than just a bookstore, Co-op has the largest selection of LSU merchandise for the whole family, including tailgating supplies, LSU clothing and accessories, great gifts, and a whole lot more. Stop in or order online for the best prices on art supplies, school supplies, and textbooks. The Co-op Bookstore, where you'll always find the gear you need in the colors you bleed.
Have you made the right call?
I made the right call.
It's easy to do. Just touch the tones.
I made the right call.
If you want to talk to the pros, you've got to make the right call.
I made the right call.
It's not that kind of call. I'm talking about the professionals at Gage Telephone. From excellent products like Toshiba to great service after the sale, make the right call. Gage Telephone, 753-4243.
Hi, I'm Joe Martin, president of ITI Technical College. And for over 35 years, ITI has been a leader in technical education here in Baton Rouge.
ITI's medical division offers hands-on training in 3 new medical programs: medical billing and coding, medical management, and medical assistant. ITI offers flexible class schedules, and financial aid is available.
So let ITI help you discover a better life. Call now or go online. It's that simple.
ITI for a better life.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat everyone from three-point shooters to three-piece suits, now with 7 locations to serve you. If your doctor recommends physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, the physical therapy choice of basketball players, businessmen, and everyone in between.
Check out LAFootballMagazine.com. Again, we do a story just about every day on a recruit. Check out the recruits. It's not just D1 players. That's what's great about our magazine. We talk about kids that can go 1AA, D2, D3, prep schools, junior colleges. I do that. I make highlight tapes, and we help kids go to colleges that are not Kevin Falks, that are not Ike Hilliards, they're not, you know, Peyton Mannings, guys who are sleepers, you know, like you two, right? Sleepers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Nathan, pronounce your last name for me.
Vozan.
Vozan. I want your mom and dad to like me after the show. From St. John of Plaquemine. Devontae Williams.
Yes, sir.
You play, I think you've played every position but O&D line, right?
Yes, sir. That's right.
You know, Nathan, you were hurt last year.
Yes, sir.
You were a tight end when I saw you as a sophomore. You were a defensive end, and now you told me you're playing a little more offensive tackle, DN.
Yes, sir.
Tell everybody about what it's like to play in the trenches and when you play a Dutchtown, you know, 5A team like that.
Oh, yeah, it's rough. You know, you have to have that certain mentality to pull out from it and try your best and just give them the run for their money. That's about it. Just keep fighting.
Where would you like to go to college, Nathan? I know you've had some interest from some schools.
Yeah, you know, I kind of like to stay close to home somehow, but like ULL or somewhere like LSU, just somewhere around there, I would love to go to college around.
And Cajuns fans, if you're watching, this is a guy that's 6'4", 230, lean, athletic lean, I call it, because you could put on 50 more pounds. So, you know, you're going to weigh 280, you know, whether you eat another hamburger or not, right? And can run. And then Devontae, you're 6'1", you told me 170.
Yeah, around that area somewhere.
5'4".
Yes, sir.
You told me that Grambling State's offered you.
Yeah, it was a exciting offer. They offered me like during last of the school year, like during around baseball season, and it was kind of exciting hearing from. I mean, it felt real good. It was my first offer, and also I got another offer from North Texas during like the summer, doing summer basketball.
Okay.
I mean, it was pretty exciting for me.
And the legendary Doug Williams is the head coach, NFL MVP of the Washington Redskins, right?
Yes, sir.
You might get a call. Can you tell him no?
I'm not sure. I never talked to him. I mean, Coach Montgomery said that one day he could bring Doug Williams to the school just to see me, see how I am, you know, just to finally meet Doug Williams.
Now, their competition, the Bayou Classic, is our local school, Southern. Have you talked to anybody at Southern?
Yes, Coach Chad Germany, who's the coach who's coach at Capital. Yeah. He's been calling me. He's been to a couple of my games. I'm not sure he talked to Nathan yet, but I mean, he talked to me a bunch of times. He contacted me a lot. I contact him a lot, so we stay in touch.
Okay, I'm going to start with you, and I'm going to go back to Nathan. Your dream school, I mean, if it was up to you, where would you like to go to college?
I mean, it's kind of a hard choice, but so far it's a toss-up between North Texas and Grambling. But if I had to pick my dream school, I would like to go to LSU, just to be a LSU Tiger, just
so
to be out there with
the Alabama LSU game, I'll tell you.
Yes, I can't wait till that game to come on.
The Super Bowl that's not with the NFL by the name, right? It's the game of the decade, right? Nathan, where would you like to go? And what you said, not too far, right? You want to stay close to home.
Like, I guess LSU, dreaming of, like, want to be a Tiger, you know, so I can be, like, right there with Devontae.
You mentioned some of your teammates that you play with on the line. Some of you guys that you
my
play
D-line is great. I love all my guys. Give a shout out to Jarrett Nakang. You know, he's playing through a lot. You know, he's not really the biggest guy, but he has the heart of a big guy. That's all you need, really. We have Curtis Jones, who is a big tackle, and we have John Morgan-Romig at the other end.
Devontae, some of the skill guys that you might want to mention that you play along with.
Yeah, we got a new transfer called Christian Primo. He came from Catholic High. I mean, he came back to the St. John family. He been doing good. Got 1,000-yard rushing. Then we got a new quarterback, Hunter Sniveling, who been doing pretty good. Then we got a freshman wide receiver, Hayden Hemingway. He been catching a lot of passes, giving us a lot of good looks. And our offensive linemen, they like been a real key to us. I love my offensive linemen. They block good. They play well. They like the hardest practice. They practice hard each and every day at practice.
And Devontae, is that Hemingway, the brothers at McNeese?
Yes, sir. Shelby Hemingway.
Shelby's done a good job. Played at St. John.
Yes, sir.
Doing good at McNeese State for the Cowboys up in Lake Charles. Devontae, you've put up some good stats. Tell everybody about your interceptions. I mean, you've had a pretty good amount of interceptions the last 2 years on defense.
Yes, sir. Last year I had 5 interceptions. I mean, they came to me, so I'm going to go get it. You can say it like that.
Played some running back.
Yeah, I had 1,626 rushing yards with 20 TDs, total touchdowns. I mean, it's been a pretty good season, though. I wish we could win further, but hopefully this season we could, reach our expectations and go higher in the rankings.
Nathan, you missed last year mostly because of an injury. You're back to normal. You're healthy again.
Yes, sir.
You are a poster boy for sleeper because you don't have that junior film, right? But
yes,
Devontae, great future ahead for you too. I want to wish you two guys the best luck. I've got a T-shirt for you that you can walk out with. I'm glad to have you on the show tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next week, I'm gonna promote the Alabama-LSU game, and I'm gonna have a prediction. I don't like predicting, but I'm going to talk about why I'm predicting a win for LSU or Alabama next week. Check the replay tonight at 10:30 on Cox 4. Be sure to watch the Cox Game of the Week this week, too, on Cox 4. Every week they have a game locally and also Cox Sports. We'll see you next Tuesday, 6:30, same time, Channel 4.
I'm Eric Edwards with the Livingston Parish Convention and Visitors Bureau. Find out now what's going on in Livingston Parish. We have over 400 nautical miles of waterways. Tee it up at our great world-renowned golf courses. Shop at our antique districts, or come to Bass Pro, our #1 retailer. There's a lot to do in Livingston Parish that you never imagined. It's all happening right here in Livingston Parish. For more information, go online at visitlivingstonparish.com.
As you know, high school football is back. At Lamarque Ford, we're big fans of high school sports, and I believe that some of the best athletes in the country are right here in South Louisiana. That's why I'm giving you an additional $500 off your next vehicle purchase when you bring in your kid's jersey for any sport. We'll take a picture and post it on our Facebook fan page. So support our youth and come visit us today at the big store in Kenner or online at lamarque.com.
Hi, I'm Lee Burkeen with Louisiana Football TV Magazine. Be sure to watch our show every Tuesday night live at 6:30 and catch your replays at 10:30 at night. We've got the top recruits in the state every week, high school coaches, former pro players, and current pro players. Be sure to watch Louisiana Football TV Magazine on Cox 4.